Long ago, in a quiet countryside where golden fields stretched to the horizon, there was a peaceful farm called Greenfield Farm. Every morning, before the sun fully rose, the farm slowly came to life. Dew sparkled on the grass, the roosters greeted the day with loud crowing, and the gentle sound of cows moving in their wooden barn filled the air. Among all the animals on the farm, there was one who always woke up first. His name was Buddy, a light golden dog with soft fur and intelligent, watchful eyes. Buddy did not need anyone to wake him. As soon as the sky began to brighten, he stood up, stretched his legs, and began his daily routine. Buddy ran quietly around the farm, checking everything as if it were his own responsibility. He stopped by the chicken coop, listening carefully to be sure all the hens were safe. He circled the cow barn, making sure the doors were closed tightly. If he noticed anything unusual, a loose gate, a strange sound, or an animal missing, he would immediately alert the farmer. For Buddy, Greenfield Farm was not just a place to live. It was his home, his family, and his entire world. The owner of the farm was an elderly farmer named Tom. He had gray hair, weathered skin, and hands rough from many years of hard work. Tom lived alone. His wife had passed away long ago, and his children had moved to the city to build their own lives. Though the farm was full of animals, Tom often felt the quiet loneliness of living by himself. But Buddy was always there. Every morning, Buddy followed Tom as he fed the animals. In the afternoons, Buddy rested near the fields while Tom worked the soil. And in the evenings, when the sun dipped below the hills, Tom would sit on the wooden steps of his small house, holding a warm cup of tea, and talk softly about his memories, his worries, and his hopes. Buddy lay beside him, his head resting gently on Tom's leg, listening as if he understood every word. Buddy was not like other dogs in nearby farms. He did not bark without reason, chase passing vehicles, or cause trouble. Instead, he observed everything carefully. When a chick wandered away from the coop, Buddy gently guided it back with his nose. When strangers approached the farm, Buddy stood firmly at the gate and barked exactly 3 times. No more, no more less. People in the village often smiled and said, "That dog is smarter than most people." One late autumn afternoon, Buddy began to sense that something was wrong. The wind grew stronger, the sky darkened unusually fast, and birds flew low across the fields. Buddy paced restlessly, ears raised, nose sniffing the air. He ran to Tom and gently tugged at his pant leg, barking softly. Tom looked up at the sky and sighed. "A storm is coming, Buddy," he said, but neither of them knew how powerful the storm would be. Suddenly, the wind roared like a wild beast. Heavy rain poured down, and thunder shook the ground. A section of the northern fence collapsed, and the frightened sheep began to run in panic toward the nearby forest. Tom tried to chase after them, but the ground was muddy and slippery. He fell hard and cried out in despair, "Buddy, the sheep!" Without hesitation, Buddy ran straight into the storm. Rain lashed against his face as he sprinted ahead of the flock. He barked loudly, positioning himself in front of them, blocking their path toward the forest. With skill and determination, Buddy circled the sheep, guiding them back little by little toward the safety of the farm. One small lamb became stuck in deep mud, crying helplessly. Buddy ran back, gently grabbed the lamb's wool, and pulled with all his strength until it was free. Though his body was exhausted and his paws trembled, Buddy did not stop until every sheep was safely inside the barn. One small lamb became stuck in deep mud, crying helplessly. Buddy ran back, gently grabbed the lamb's wool, and pulled with all his strength until it was free. Though his body was exhausted and his paws trembled, Buddy did not stop until every sheep was safely inside the barn. When the storm finally passed, the farm was badly damaged. Trees were broken, fences lay scattered, and the ground was soaked with water. The sheep were safe, but Buddy was nowhere to be seen. Tom called his name again and again, his voice breaking. At last, he found Buddy lying unconscious beneath a large tree, his front leg badly injured. Tears filled Tom's eyes as he carried Buddy home. For days and nights, Tom stayed by Buddy's side. He cleaned the wound, changed bandages, and fed Buddy water drop by drop. Buddy was weak, but every time Tom spoke his name, his tail moved slightly. News of Buddy's bravery spread through the village. Neighbors came to help repair the farm, bringing tools, food, and kind words. For the first time in many years, Tom felt surrounded by warmth and support. Slowly, Buddy recovered. Though his leg never fully healed and he walked with a slight limp, his spirit remained strong. His eyes were still bright, and every morning he continued his patrol around Greenfield Farm. Life on the farm changed after the storm. The fences were rebuilt stronger than before. Children often visited, laughing and playing in the fields. The farm felt alive again. One quiet evening, as the sun set over the golden fields, Tom gently stroked Buddy's head and whispered, "You are not just a guard dog. You are the heart of this farm." Buddy wagged his tail softly. And so, Greenfield Farm returned to its peaceful days. The seasons passed, the sun continued to rise each morning, and Buddy remained there, silent, loyal, and wise, watching over the land he loved. Sometimes the greatest heroes are not the ones who speak the loudest or seek recognition. They are the ones who protect, love, and give everything without asking for anything in return. As time passed, life at Greenfield Farm returned to its quiet, steady rhythm. Buddy grew older and slower, but his devotion never changed. Even when he could no longer run, he stayed close, watching over the farm in his own quiet way. Tom understood then that true responsibility does not fade with age. It simply takes a gentler form. Looking back, everyone realized that Buddy had taught them an important lesson. Intelligence is not only about being clever or quick. It is about knowing when to act, caring for others, and standing firm in difficult moments. Loyalty is not shown through words, but through actions repeated every day, even when no one is watching. Buddy never asked for praise or reward, yet because of him, the farm remained safe. People grew closer, and kindness spread beyond the fences of Greenfield Farm. And so the story of Buddy reminds us of this simple truth. Those who protect with love, act with courage, and remain faithful in silence often leave the greatest impact of all. Thank you for listening to the story to the end. If you enjoy meaningful stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so we can see you in the next story.